U.S. President Donald Trump has been awarded the new FIFA Peace Prize at the World Cup draw. FIFA President Gianni Infantino presented him with the honor on stage. Trump had been expected to receive the award after he openly campaigned to win the Nobel Peace Prize. Infantino presented Trump with a medal and a gold trophy with his name on it. A video played ahead of the presentation celebrating the president for his role in brokering a Gaza ceasefire. The prize is being called a departure from the Federation's traditional focus on the sport. Have sports and politics started to intersect? And is it just starting now? To explore this, we're joined by Tim Elcombe. He is a professor of kinesiology at Wilfrid Laurier University and a fellow at the Basili School of International Affairs. Tim, thank you so much for your time tonight.
No worries. Good evening.
Were you watching the awarding of this trophy? And what do you make of how FIFA has handled Trump in the lead up to the World Cup?
Yeah, I was watching. It wasn't a surprise. This was about a month ago. FIFA President Gianni Infantino had declared that there would be this FIFA Peace Award, which is brand new. And every indication is that this is something that Gianni Infantino created himself. No one else at FIFA knew about this. So, in terms of the event, it wasn't a surprise. And certainly the relationship between the president of FIFA and the president of the United States has become very close over the past many years.
What does it say to you about FIFA's commitment to political neutrality? I mean, we do often hear from international sporting events that they do not, there's no politics at play. And then there's always, some talk about how that is happening maybe behind the scenes. This was very overt.
Yeah, and so FIFA has a very unique relationship when it comes to global politics. They like to talk about the idea that if you keep politics out of FIFA, then FIFA will have this ability to make the world a better place. So I call this sporting exceptionalism, and it's this idea that because it's just a sport, and it should be politically neutral, it has this ability to basically be a global diplomat. And Gianni Infantino, of course, is as the head diplomat within that sort of view of this role of FIFA in the broader global political system.
But is it just FIFA that, is maybe bringing politics in? As I say, there are other, the Olympics is one that often is, there's talk about politics playing a role.
Right. Politics has always been part of, since the beginning of international sport, all the way back to the modern Olympic Games in 1896. We could talk about Americans refusing to dip the flag to the British king. There's examples of the Nazi Olympics in 1936, Mussolini in the World Cups. We can go through every single Olympic event, every single World Cup event, because those are the two biggest global sporting events. And we could talk about the pretty significant politics that are behind it. I think what's a little bit more unique now is how more direct, I think, organizations like FIFA and IOC are becoming in the geopolitical conversations, while at the same time claiming sort of apolitical status.
Yeah, and when you say direct, as I said, this was very overt. This was very, on display for all. What do you think was behind FIFA's efforts to, I'm going to say, perhaps flatter Trump? I think that a lot of people who are watching would have described it that way. Presenting him with this unique, it's just invented this year, this Peace Prize.
Yeah, they're going to create a criteria and a process later. They just wanted to make sure they had this award ready to go. I think there's one way you could look at it is this is transactional, and this is FIFA and President Infantino making sure they're keeping the U.S. administration happy. I think there's something a little bit broader. I think it's more this idea, this view that FIFA has of their role in global politics. This is President Infantino has created very strong alliances with Vladimir Putin when they hosted in 2018. He was a significant defender of the Qatari royal family in 2022. And he seems to be very drawn to President Trump. And they've got offices in Trump Towers. He's been at almost every significant event that President Trump has been at. He's even missed FIFA Congress events to be with President Trump in the Middle East. So I think it's more than just transactional. And it's actually, again, it's this idea of President Infantino seeing himself as a global ambassador. And President Trump is the sort of the head of state that he's most aligned with. And obviously with the World Cup being in supposedly all three countries, but it's certainly with a U.S. tinge to the proceedings and sort of way this is being shaped.
If you're part of the organization that is putting on an event like FIFA, an international sporting event, what are the pros and what are the cons of aligning yourself politically?
Well, you always end up, of course, with in terms of who is feeling as if they're part of this and who are sort of left on the outside. There's been certainly a lot of tension between FIFA and Europe for many years. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how Canadians feel about FIFA by the time the summer's over. I mean, this was supposed to be such a significant event for us. I think today there's a lot of talk about what a big deal this is to Canada. But when we got this, this global event, but I think by the end of the summer, there might be a degree of disappointment that I'm not sure how much this is going to feel like it was our event relative to being an example of sort of the American administration's America First agenda.
Tim Elcombe, professor of kinesiology at Wilfrid Laurier University and a fellow at the Basile School of International Affairs. Thank you so much.
Thank you.